There's no one anymore. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, today I'm going to speak about the benefits of fasting, especially in this blessed month of Ramadan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran about this month, شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس. In this month of Ramadan, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent down the Quran, which is a guidance for the people. So the Quran was revealed in this blessed month. And in this month, we have the fasting, which brings us closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran that the fasting has been prescribed for you. The fasting has been prescribed for you as it was prescribed for the nations before. So if you look at the Jews and the Christians before, they also had their fasting. They may not keep it now, but originally they used to have the fasting like we have our fasting. So fasting has always been a means to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to protect yourselves from the sins and from the wrongful things. So if we look at the Christians, they have something called Lent. I don't know if you know Lent. It's 40 days of fasting. These days, most Christians, I work with some Christians, they say we just leave chocolate or we leave something we like during this time. But originally, it was 40 days of fasting up until Easter. And they used to fast from that period. But today it's not like that. Maybe there are a few Christians who fast, but the majority of them may just leave chocolate or leave some sweets or leave something they like. And the Jews also have their fasting in the same way. So Islam didn't come with something new. In fact, Islam is not something new. What Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam he brought was a continuation of the same message which the Anbiya, the prophets before had brought. So Musa, Moses, Isa, Jesus, Abraham, Ibrahim alayhi salam, all of these prophets, they brought the same message and the same call. The call to Tawheed, the call to worship none other than Allah. The same message they had, but then people change these messages, they change these laws, they change these rules. But we can find even today that they have some elements of this, for example, the fasting.
Fasting has many benefits, many fada'il, or many virtues in the Arabic, fada'il. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said in the hadith, fasting is a shield which protects from the fire. It's a shield which protects the one who's doing it from the fire, from Jahannam. This is a hadith which is in, let me get the reference, is in Ahmad. And yeah, so Ahmad, and there are other books with the hadith, but the main one is the Musnad of Imam Ahmad. And fasting is something which protects the person. If someone cannot get married, the Prophet ﷺ said, if, O youth, O the young people, i.e. people who are at the age of getting married, if you cannot get married, then fast. If you're not able to, for whatever reason, then fast, because this will protect you from any wrongful thing. And in one hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, whoever fasts one day, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will protect him from the fire 70 sorry, I don't know the word, it's in Arabic, I can't translate it, but it's something 70, and this hadith is in Bukhari and Muslim, and it basically means that the one who fasts, he's protected from the sins and from the evil things. There are other hadith. The Prophet ﷺ said, you should fast because there is nothing like it. There is nothing, no good action like the fasting. And this has been narrated in An-Nasa'i, the book of fasting. So the main point is there are many benefits to the fasting, and there's hadith which talks about there is a gate in paradise. There is a gate in paradise through which the ones who fast will enter, and this is called Bab al-Riyyan. Bab al-Riyyan is the gate in paradise which has been made specific for the one who fasts, and no one apart from the one who's fasting will enter from this gate. And this has been mentioned in Bukhari and Muslim in the book of fasting, and has also been mentioned in other books. Now, fasting, why does fasting have such a high status? If we look, any other action someone does, it could be for show. So someone who prays, he could be doing it to show people that he's praying. If someone gives zakat, it could be that he's showing off. If someone does hajj, if someone does jihad, if someone does any good action from the deen, it could be, if the intention isn't correct, it could be to show off. in which case the reward for that good deed would be invalidated. He wouldn't get or she wouldn't get the reward for that. Fasting is different. Fasting will never be to show off. Why? Because no one knows you are fasting. You are not showing off when you are fasting. If someone pretends, he can go and hide and eat something, or drink something and pretend that he's fasting. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will know that person is not fasting. And the hadith which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said that the breath of the fasting person, when he's fasting, you have a smell when you are fasting. You have a breath. You have a smell on the breath. This smell is beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves this smell. It doesn't mean you just don't brush or don't use your siwak. You use that, but even after that, any bad smell from your breath is something which is beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But we should understand one thing about the fasting. There are these benefits which I've mentioned in these hadith about the fasting, but we also should understand that the fasting shouldn't be by itself. If someone is keeping himself hungry from Fajr till Maghrib, but he is backbiting, he is lying, he is cheating, he is using bad words, abusing people, not doing the things according to what Allah and His Messenger said, then what is the benefit of that fasting? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in the hadith, Allah does not need your hunger and your thirst if you are going to be doing wrong things. If you're keeping yourself hungry and you're not doing the right things, you're not living correctly according to what Allah and His Messenger said, then you would lose the benefit of that fast. Yeah. So we should always be mindful. We should always account ourselves, account our actions, account our deeds, how we deal with each other, how we interact with each other. Are we really fasting? Because fasting shouldn't just be keeping hungry or keeping thirsty. It should be a change to ourselves internally, spiritually, our hearts, our actions, our intentions. We all know the hadith, which is the first hadith, or many of us may know this hadith, where the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, he said, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. Indeed, the actions are by their intentions. This hadith is, I think, the first hadith in Bukhari and Muslim, if I'm not mistaken. And Imam An-Nawawi, he said, this hadith could be put in the front, in the beginning of all the chapters, i.e. of different fiqh, different rulings from Islam, because it's very important, because of the importance of this hadith. Why is it important? Because the intention is the reason why you do something. If the intention is not correct, if the intention is to show off, if the intention is just because everyone else is doing it, I'm doing it, because it's a custom, because it's a habit, because my community is fasting, my family is fasting, but I'm not really too bothered about it, then am I going to get that reward? So we should always rectify our intentions so that we do get the reward. We're not doing it for the sake of it. We're doing it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is a very important thing, and we must understand this. And there is another hadith, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he mentioned the importance of intention. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, إن الله لا ينظر إلى صوركم أو إلى أجسامكم ولكن ينظر إلى أعمالكم ونياتكم. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he doesn't look to your bodies or your shapes or you know the way you look, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala looks at your actions and the intentions for those actions. So this is very important for us to always contemplate and to account ourselves and to rectify ourselves, because if we are showing off for anything, I know I mentioned that in fasting it is the one action which you can't really show off, but maybe you can do it for the wrong reason. Still other actions you can do it for show off. So if for example someone prays because there's other people there, but when he's by himself he's not praying so much, yeah, then that person needs to question why he was praying more in front of others, whereas when he's by himself he's not praying that much. So we should account ourselves, because if we account ourselves before the day of accountability, before we face Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where we will have to answer for every one of our deeds, every one of our actions, we will be accounted for. So we have to bear this in mind. And fasting, if we do it correctly, if we do it with the right intention and we cleanse ourselves, we will get the benefits, the spiritual benefits, and this will benefit us for the remaining 11 months of the year until the next Ramadan comes. And also we have the benefits on our bodies as well. So we have the spiritual benefits. Obviously it is an obligation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which He has obliged on every one of us who is healthy, who does not have any reason not to fast. For example, a pregnant woman would not be fasting, or a lady on her period would not be fasting, or someone who is sick, who is unwell, he is not, or she would not be fasting. If someone also is traveling, they do not have to fast. If they want to, they can, but there's no obligation on them fasting if they are a traveler, and they can make it up when they are at their home again in the future. So there are many benefits, which I've mentioned the benefits from the hadith, and there are also many medical benefits. They say the fasting detoxifies the body. You know, when you fast, it cleanses your body of all the toxins which we build up from all the rubbish food we eat. But also we should bear in mind, we find that many people, they fast during the day from Fajr till Maghrib, but what do we eat for iftar? Everything we eat, we should be mindful that it is halal and tayyib. It is, obviously we eat with halal food, and that is not an issue. But tayyib, what is tayyib? It is wholesome, it is good for us. What does that mean? That means we shouldn't eat junk food. Yeah, we should just go and get I don't know, this fried chicken or this fast food. I know a lot of people have good food at home, you know, with your family, you have iftar, but even the iftar we have, what do we eat? Are we eating wholesome food, healthy food, or are we eating fatty fried food, which makes it difficult if we fill our stomachs. And another thing is, from the sunnah, we shouldn't be filling our stomachs anyway. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the worst vessel which can be filled is your stomach. The worst vessel, the worst container which can be filled is your stomach. And he sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, fill a third with food, a third with water, and keep a third for air. Yeah? So we don't fill our stomachs, we don't eat till we're full. If tonight we're going to have iftar, mashallah, we have iftar provided by the mosque here, Jazakumullah khairan, for the iftar they're providing. I don't think we can fill our stomachs with this iftar anyway, but if after that we went to eat more, we would not be able to stand for Taraweeh. If you are completely full, it's difficult for you to stand for Taraweeh, which all of us inshallah will be staying tonight to pray the Taraweeh prayer. So we should eat, enough good food, and then pray the Taraweeh. And then obviously in the summer months, it's very difficult to sleep and wake up. Maybe some people just stay until Fajr and then sleep after Fajr. But if you can sleep, it's good, sleep as well. And then wake up. If you can pray Tahajjud, that's good as well as the Qiyamul Layl. And try to pray the Fajr in Jama'ah. This month is a blessing. All the masajid, they are full. Brothers and sisters come to the mosque who maybe don't come any other time of the year. We should try and benefit from that. Try to make as much salah in jama'ah, pray as much nafal or sunnah prayers we can, and also recite some Quran as much as we can. I know many of maybe the brothers or sisters here are deaf and cannot read the Quran in Arabic. That is not a problem. The Prophet ﷺ said, try to read what you can in your best of your ability. If you can't read in Arabic, at least try to read the English translation, and try to complete the Quran in this month, because the Prophet used to complete his recitation with Jibreel alayhi salam in the month of Ramadan. So we should try as much as we can to complete the Quran in this month. I don't know if anyone has any questions or anything which has come to mind. Maybe you want to ask, or I'm not a sheikh, but if I know, or if Brother Abdul Hakim he knows, maybe we can answer. Inshallah. Inshallah. Jazakallah khairan.
Do you want me to ask now?
Yes, if you want, like.
So my question in the Quran is, when you read it in Arabic, I can't read the Arabic. I use the translation into English. So people want to read the Arabic, but it really goes over my head. So English is my first language.
Mm-hmm.
So what do I do?
Okay, can you read Arabic?
I can only read English.
Right, okay. So obviously Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will judge us all by our abilities. If you are able to learn the Arabic and recite it in Arabic, you get the reward for that. But if you're not able to, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not account you for what is beyond your ability. So you should try as much as you can to read in the English, to understand the meanings, and if there's any tafsir, any commentary, to explain those in more detail, you can benefit from those as well, inshallah. And if even after that, if there's something you read and you don't understand, there are ulama, there are scholars, you can ask some imams of the mosques or other scholars, you can ask about the meaning of these verses. Yes.
Let's do a class about this, and then inshallah we'll do it.
Yeah. Brother Abdul Hakim has just said that if there is any particular topic you would like to know about, whether it's from your reading of the Quran or generally you have questions about a particular topic, then he can arrange classes or some kind of talk about to address that topic. Inshallah.
Thank
Jazakallah khairan.
Oh,
Thank you.
one other thing. We were speaking about it earlier, about the permissibility of looking at the interpreter while in prayer.
Yes.
We went and asked Sheikh about it, and he said it's permissible
Okay.
to look at the interpreter if you have no means
Of understanding. Yes. Okay. All right. Brother Abdul Hakim just mentioned that someone asked earlier a question about in the Taraweeh prayer, the Islam for Deaf have arranged here at Regent's Park Mosque the Taraweeh prayer with an interpreter who signs the recitation from the Taraweeh prayer. And someone asked a question, is it permitted in Islam to look at the interpreter while you're praying? Now, normally, you shouldn't be looking around, you shouldn't be looking at anyone. You should be looking at the place of sujood, the place of sajda, yeah? The place of prostration, and you shouldn't be looking anywhere else. But he said they asked a sheikh, and the sheikh responded that because there is a need for deaf people to understand what the imam is reciting, then for this particular case, it is permitted for them to look at the interpreter to understand what is being recited. Allah Ta'ala a'lam. And Allah knows best.
The Sheikh that we asked
Yes.
is Sheikh Muhammad al-Malik. He teaches in the Prophet's Masjid. He teaches the deaf people in the Prophet's Masjid.
Okay.
And that's how he knows.
Right, okay, so he's familiar with the situation. Yeah, so the Sheikh was, his name is Muhammad al-Malik, who's a teacher of deaf brothers and sisters in Masjid al-Nabawi, the Prophet's Mosque in Medina. So he is someone who's familiar with this issue. And obviously he's a Sheikh, he's someone who studied the deen, and he has given his opinion on this. Okay, if there's no other questions, I think we have, what, 10 minutes? Something, yeah, we'll benefit from the dua, making dua. This time is a very auspicious time, a very special time before the adhan of Maghrib, where we should ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for anything which we want for ourselves and our families and our friends, inshallah. Okay. When the adhan will be called, there is food on the table on the other side of the partition, which you can collect, inshallah. Jazakallah khairan.
Are we ready for now?
Are we gonna do a dua? We can. It's 3 minutes.
But I can get ready to eat first.
Yeah, you can get ready, get your food, and then inshallah.
And after, when it is, we can, inshallah, we'll say.
Inshallah. I don't know whether there's.
Hello.